My goal for the week, I would have to surf 18 times a week. So once before school, once after, and then 4 times on the weekend. Since I was about 13, I lived here in the middle flat with Rabbit. That was it. Every day I'd wake up and check the surf and surf no matter what. First memories I have of surfing are just with my sister, just riding bodyboards and, you know, just catching waves and laughing and seeing how far we could ride them for and see how far we go out the back and catch a wave in, you know. It was a perfect place to just get lost in surfing.
Give it up if you like the way I'm rocking this beat.
My dad, he surfed, so it was just something that he would take me out on the board before I, you know, even had my first memories. He'd take me on the front of the longboard and I'd go surfing with him. On Saturday, as I was going to play football wherever it was, and I was like, I kind of stopped and like, you know what, I don't really want to do this. I'm not that great at it. Just had a dream, like, yeah, I want to be a professional surfer. So I started buying all the magazines and watching the videos and things like that. I went out and I won my first ever contest, that, you know, the snowboard riders that I went in.
Just in case, I better take a weapon with me.
He just gave me an opportunity to reach a goal and gave me the steps that I needed to achieve that. I was a pretty upfront kid with him, to be honest. You know, but at the same time, he was like, oh, "Okay, kid, well, this is what you have to do. You know, you have to be dedicated. You have to make sure you don't get caught in the wrong path." I think he kind of seen the kids that I was hanging with were a bit older than me, and you know, a couple of scallywags in there. It was like the first stages of the path that I wanted to take that really kind of got set into motion. Was them early days of joining Snapper and being with Rabbit. You know, like Mick and Joel, they've won 4 world titles between them, and it's awesome, you know, and yeah, it's great to grow up with guys like that. We'd always be neck and neck, and you know, someone would win an event and the next person would win an event and so on. It kind of went like that. All of a sudden, you know, we went, you know, progressed onto the QS, and then all of a sudden we all qualified, and then we're like onto the big scene, and we're like, you know, we weren't even 21 yet. We had fun times for sure. Like, you know, there was always funny times, and you know, no one was ever great with talking to chicks or anything like that. We always just had fun with the lads, and it was always like the kegs would be in the pool by 5 o'clock. Everyone would be jumping off the roof. Geez, you see how pissed Mick was last night? Or did you see Dingo? Jesus. Or, you know, Joel. Like, there was always like that story. It was just like the boys.
Got punched out where I live and ended up in hospital, fractured my skull. Fell off tour, lost my career, my dog died. To top it all off, my wife left me.
And it kind of, you know, I had to deal with that emotional detachment from not being with that person. It's a life lesson, for sure. It's not a regret. No, that's who I am, and that's how I am as a person. I was dealing with a little bit of pain, but then at the same time, it was probably some of the best times that I've ever felt. Like, it was beautiful. I went to Hawaii and I just started, you know, then all of a sudden I had like these 2 reef chicks like hanging in my bed. Like every morning I'd wake up and I was like, how good's this? So, I mean, with changes comes a lot of other things that open up, you know, and you get to experience more life.
I just need y'all to bear with me for a minute while I talk about the pages of my diary. Yeah, listen up. I remember when I got started, my intention was to win, but a lot of shit changed since then. Some old friends became enemies in the quest to victory, but I made a vow, never let this shit get to me. I let it pass, so I consider that part of my history. And I'm strong, financially, physically, mentally, I'm on a whole nother level. And don't forget that I came from the ghetto, so a new house for my moms is special. I let you go and shop and
First event of the year I came out, and I was just like, I'm just going to enjoy the whole year. I was like, you know what, I just said to myself, I've done really well to even get where I am. And so let's just go out and have fun and enjoy it. And then I was able to, win the event, and then a whole bunch of other things came into play after that.
When I open up my book, I think about the world later. No ink in the pen, no lines on the paper. I'm just talking to my daddy. I'm just talking to my daddy. Sometimes when I got a lot of shit on my mind, I'm just staring at the sky. You probably thinking I'm high. I'm just talking to my daddy. I'm just talking to my daddy.
Now puff past that, a nigga having flashbacks. I remember how it used to be. Now my money like NASDAQ, my checks you can cash that. I remember how it used to be.
I used to be a starving artist, so I would never starve an artist. This is my passion, it's where my heart is. It gets the hardest when I think about the dearly departed. Like the nigga I started with, I know Easy can see me now, looking down through the clouds. And regardless, I know my nigga's still proud. It's been a while since we spoke, but you still my folks. We used to sit back, laugh and joke. Now I remember when we used to do all
The foundation is called Help a Brother Out. It's something that I'm really passionate about, and I feel like I can have an impact on giving youths, just even in our town, that maybe an opportunity that will help them down the track, and will set the path for them to be able to achieve whatever they want. Just try to tick all the boxes and make sure everything's feeling good, and you just rock up, and hopefully get some of the best waves of our lives. The best waves that I've had are the ones that, I've been scared and my mind's just going, in a frenzy going, oh, don't go, you're going to die, and then you override it, and then you just take off, and you don't know the outcome of the situation, and then all of a sudden you pull up into it, and then you just goes, and you just, engulfed in them moments of what's going on.